Today we're going to talk about oil accumulators, or engine oil accumulators, pre-oilers, whatever you want to call them. Do you need one? Is it a waste of money? Is it a lot of hype for not much gain? Well, let's talk about it. This is not a sponsored video. I am going to show a picture of a Canton setup because I happen to have a picture of a Canton setup. Basically, there's two ways of looking at an oil accumulator. The purpose of it is to either A, pressurize your oil system before you start your engine, which on industrial equipment or even your everyday car, if you were to put one on it, that'll increase the life of your engine because it's already pre-lubricated. In racing applications, it's there so that if you have a failure for those few brief seconds while the motor's coming to a stop, unless it's a stick and you haven't pushed the clutch in yet, you're still getting lubrication to the engine. So if you break an oil pump drive, distributor gear, if you have an external oil pump and the belt was to come off or the shaft was to break, then you're still oiling your engine until it comes to a stop. That cuts down on the damage, saves you money in not breaking parts or causing additional repairs. Do you have to have an accumulator? No. You don't have to have one. But it's one of those things that if you can afford to add it to the car, if you got the budget in your project for it, or if you got a real hardcore race car or a very rare engine, or you just want to see how long you can make your daily driver last, it's not a bad investment. The way they work is they have a pressure sensor on them, and when you start your engine, if it's not already accumulated and full of oil and pressurized, then they're usually somewhere between 15 and 30 pounds is what they're set to. They got a big spring and a plunger in there, or piston, and the oil pump and the engine will push oil into it, and there's a check valve, and it'll go through the check valve or solenoid until it pressurizes, and then the solenoid will close and hold that oil up there under pressure. Then you have a low oil sensor switch down in your oiling system, just like you have your oil warning light or your gauge tap for an electric gauge. You can tee it all together right there, and as soon as that switch senses that your oil pressure's dropped, it opens the accumulator and lets it throw oil in. Now on the other side of that, you can have a manual override on it, so if you want to use it to pre-oil your engine before you start it, like maybe you got a car with a real rare engine in it that you don't drive all the time and you don't want to risk starting it dry, you go out there, turn everything on, flip the switch, it pressurizes your engine, and once your gauge is up to where you're happy with it, you go ahead and crank it and fire it up. You're already lubricated. That's about all there is to accumulators. They are an insurance policy. They are a reduction in wear apparatus. It just depends on how you look at it. I have used them in the past. I had great luck with them. Some people view them as another source of leaks, extra oil you got to change when you do your oil change, depending on your size of your engine. They can go from a quart to 6 quarts as to how much oil they can hold. Then some of the really big ones hold more than that, but that's on full out like stock cars and road race cars, that kind of thing. Would I spend money on one? If I had a real high-end project, something I was going to keep for a while, sure, I would. I want to put one on my race car, but until I get my final engine in there, I wasn't going to do it. I already have it. I just haven't put it together and put it in the car yet. So I hope that helps. Just a quick discussion, my opinion on accumulators. I've gotten a few questions about them. Sorry I missed Thursday's video. It couldn't be helped. This was going to be Thursday's video, so now it's Tuesday's. And I'll do another video somewhere in here to make it up to you guys. So, as always, practice your skills, learn a new one. Either way, turn it into craftsmanship. You never know how far it'll take you. Keep the questions coming. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this has been Fab Race Mod Repeat. Have a great day.